Hello and welcome to the second installment in my Hardcore Iron Man series for the LeonidasThor FE. You might be thinking, wow, 2 uploads in 1 week. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Just trying to keep up with the schedule like I've said so many times in the past. Before I get into the schedule for this kind of episode, I'd just like to point out that on the PewDiePie submission subreddit, it is Yo-Yo Week officially, which does kind of date this video, but so would the actual date on the video. So, since there's yo-yos in RuneScape, I made this cute little video playing with yo-yos and, quote-unquote, meeting PewDiePie. Him wearing ghostly robes, obviously, since he doesn't have legs. So, if you watch PewDiePie, you'd get the joke. But anyway, having said all that, let's get into what's going on. Mostly this entire week, I've been questing like crazy on my Iron Man. I've gotten so many quests done that my total level's up about 930 now. So we'll go through all of those quests I've done. Also, in addition to that, we did a lot of safe spotting bosses. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe, or if you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike button, but tell me why you didn't like it and something I can improve on. Now, let's get right into what got done this week on my Hardcore Iron Man. We went to the Tears of Guthix for the first time when we were doing Death to the Dorgeshen, but we completed the Tears of Guthix quest and leveled up crafting. So this was the first time going into the Tears and actually getting experience. We already have quite a few quest points, so we were able to stay in there for a little bit, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that. So anyways, we got a bunch of tiers, and of course, place your bets. What do you think we're going to get experience in when we walk out of the room? Dun 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 dun! Rune crafting. So we got our rune crafting up to 5 after that, which was a nice little bump. We went and did the Merlin's Crystal quests and freed Merlin from his icy tomb inside of that crystal, which would later unlock Holy Grail, which is a huge prayer XP boost, which we had needed for the Animal Magnetism quest. This is finishing up Death to the Dorgeshen, which part of it was getting the Tears of Guthix quest completed, and also was allowing us to get into the Dorgeshen mines and allowing us to kind of use bone crossbows and bone bolts. Another big advantage of this is that if we got into the mines, we can pickpocket cave goblins, and those would give us bullseye lanterns before I had the high enough crafting to make them myself, or the high enough smithing to make bullseye lanterns. So we got that done, and then we also leveled up our range and we're able to use steel crossbows. Real quick quest, we did the X marks the spot quest, which gave us a beginner clue scroll. If I recall things correctly, the rewards from that beginner clue scroll were absolute garbage. However, we did get the XP lamp for skill of our choice, which I put right into Herblore. We went to the fishing platform and rescued this little kid who has the cutest little raincoat. I wish we could get his cosmetics for our character. But once we dropped him off to safety, we went back on the boat and talked to his mother and returned him. After that, we got a boatload of fishing experience and completed the sea slug quest. We got 2 more RFD recipe for disaster subquests done. We freed Pirate Pete with some fish cakes. And another one of my favorite cosmetics, getting the fishbowl helmet and the kind of barrel backpack. And we also gave the rock cake to the dwarf and completed that subquest. So we got some more unlocks there, up to steel gloves. Not quite to Barrow's gloves yet, unfortunately. And I'll level up in Slayer. As you can see here, I'm wielding the beautiful Draymond staff. We had to safe spot the tree spirit that was on Entrana. I didn't get that footage, but we safe spotted her, cut down that tree, got the branch, and that gave us access into Xanaris, another big unlock moving into Fairytale Part 1, which I had done right after this. we did Nature Spirit, another part of getting Fairytale done. And once he had kind of blessed his grotto and transformed into a Nature Spirit, we got a bunch of crafting XP and hit points XP and defense XP, which is a big boost. And I tried to burn down the grotto with my fire cape by playing around with the fireball, but it didn't really work out like I kind of wanted it to. We were trying to get all the free-to-play quests done, more or less. We did Romeo and Juliet, the greatest of the bard's work, and unfortunately this hussy kind of stole Romeo away, so it wasn't quite a happily ever after like I was hoping for Juliet, because, you know, she's my girl. And that was another quest finished. We finished up the golem, going out into Uzer and reprogramming the golem not to be trying to fight the demon. And we finished Elemental Workshop Part 1, which is a big boost to crafting and smithing XP. And of course, finishing Elemental Workshop Part 1, we were then able to finish Elemental Workshop Part 2. These quests weren't really requisite for anything, except they do give a huge boost to smithing, and got me all the way up to where I could smelt gold ore. And in addition to that, it's just good to get them done, and also gets the Mind Shield for the day I ever fight wyverns. Completed Princely Rescue, so we don't have to pay that pesky 10 GP when going through the Lumbridge gate. But then we did have this sad quest where we had to poison and kill these sheep, unfortunately, because they were plagued, and then we incinerated their bones, finishing the sheep herder quest. We helped out an old monk in the clock tower by fixing up his clock and getting a bunch of gears, and got a slight monetary reward of 500 GP from him. So we thanked him and then went about our merry way. This is the Holy Grail quest, so we had to go and fight this Black Knight Titan boss. And this was one of the ones that we had to flinch, and actually took a really long time. So this footage is at 10 times speed. Magic didn't really work. He is resistant to magic, so I gave up that after a while and then flinched him with Excalibur. And, you know, luckily he's one of the bosses that you can flinch, and it's not too much of a problem. After restoring order to that area, we were able to get the Holy Grail and finish that quest, which gave us huge prayer bonus and bumped us up past 31, which enabled us to finish Animal Magnetism. And that's probably the biggest unlock for this episode, is getting the Ava's device. So, you know, of course, anybody that's done Animal Magnetism, we've seen this cute little thing. Dude, catch the bird already. I could have caught like 20 by now. Cow killer. You killed Bessie. So we were able to put together the Attractor and put that on as the backpack, and finished up Animal Magnetism, which really just a great accomplishment for me, I think. We went back out to Uzer, where the golem was, and did Shadow of the Storm. So there's this huge kind of desert sandstorm while they were summoning a demon. And of course the demon went to his own world and we had to summon him back. This is the second boss that I had to do some serious flinching on. In actuality, it took like 25 minutes, I want to say, 20-25 minutes to kill this guy, alternating between a mithril scimitar and the blackened silverlight. Magic wasn't really a viable flinching option for me. So this video is also sped up to 10 times the speed, and it's just crazy like how much time this took me to do. So, you know, maybe grab a bagel or something. And with one final blow, the next final blow, and the next final blow, one of these final blows. More hit. Yes! Oh my goodness. So this quest gives a 10,000 XP boost to any non-prayer, I think, combat XP. So we put that straight into magic and then got our magic level up quite a bit. And that finished the Shadow of the Storm. 38 magic. We need to get After this, we did the Fairytale Part 1 quest, where there's, of course, Tangleroot you have to fight at the end, so another boss that I had to flinch, considering I don't have protection prayers just yet. Luckily, flinching Tangleroot was much easier, and both to set up and to do, than LeonidasThor in Shadow of the Storm. So we had our magic secateurs blessed by the nature spirit in the grotto in Mauritania, then the Mortmire Swamp. So we flinched him. I believe this part is sped up to 8 times, but it was also much quicker. Here we go. Die,
Once defeated,
monster!
he dropped his, not his, but the queen's secateurs. We grabbed those for her, and these little baby tangle roots became aggressive after that, but luckily they kind of weren't aggro on me before that. So we bailed out of there, ran all the way out of this kind of interesting part of Xanaris that I think pretty much after this quest you never go to. At least I've never been there after the quest. Returned the secateurs to the Fairy Godfather and completed Fairytale Part 1. Unfortunately, I forgot that you have to have like a 59 or 57 Herblore for Fairytale Part 2, so I wasn't able to get that done, even though you just need to start the quest in order to unlock fairy rings. I didn't have that yet. So. However, I do realize, I believe you can start the quest and use fairy rings without those skill requirements, but I didn't do it when I was doing this stream. So by the next update next week, hopefully I'll have fairy rings unlocked, even though I won't have that farming Herblore level just because you don't actually need it to start the quest. Although, if I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments, but, you know, I'm not really sure about that. I'm going to try it anyways, and we'll see what happens. Next boss I had to flinch was the Khazard Warlord for Gnome Village. I had started this quest way back at the beginning of my account and never finished it. Just starting at when I had done the backstory in Falls or the Waterfall quest to get those initial combat levels. So we ended up finishing this quest and had to flinch him quite a bit. Although he is quite, he doesn't really have a huge range, so as long as you walk out of his range and range him or mage him, then you can effectively safe spot him without really taking any damage. So we were able to kill him pretty quickly, and then we got the 2 orbs of protection or whatever they're called after killing him. That should do him in. See ya. We'll take these back to King Bolrin and complete our quest. Do you have the orbs? Yes, I do. What does the ceremony involve? The spirit tree has looked over us for centuries, and now we must pay our respects. Gnome Amulet of Protection, and a whole boatload of attack XP. $39 attack. Almost up to rune. I don't have any rune weapons to use it with, but at least I got it. But most importantly, I can travel between a bunch of rocks. And with the magical tree transportation system unlocked, we went and did the Grand Tree quest. Of course, at the end of that, there's a giant black demon boss that you have to fight, who's also safe spottable. So, of course, that's what we did. We got to the end. Gluff, turns out, was kind of committing treason against the gnomes. If you hadn't done the quest already, spoilers ahead, but Gluff betrays the king. He's been trying to poison the tree and cause a war against the humans. So he sicks this pet black demon on you. So you end up safe spotting him. He's very weak to magic. He actually has a negative magic defense bonus. So he's very easy to kill with magic. So we were able to safe spot him really, really quickly. Almost. That should do him in. Once defeated, Bluff ran off out in that little hidey hole that we were basically safe spotting from. We talked to King Nardone and found the Daconian rocks that were poisoning the Grand Tree. Luckily, we only got it having to search 3 routes that were like right next to the ladder, so it was super easy to do. We finished Grand Tree, got a bunch of experience from that, and finished that quest.
I'll drink to that.
And the last quest we had gotten done was Jungle Potion. Real quick, easy quest that gives some Herblore XP, which is, of course, great for Iron Man. But I also needed to do it to get one of the items for Fairytale Part 1 for the Magic Secateurs. Alright everybody, that's all for update number 2 on the Hardcore Iron Man. Like I said, mostly just a lot of quests. We'll have a bunch more updates and progression for the next week's episode as I continue to unlock more things and then start getting into some higher level Slayer and actual real fun things there. Go ahead and follow me on my Twitch and on my dlive if you want to watch all this progress done in real time as I stream. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.